Aaron Rodgers has made his decision. Christine Williamson and Matt Berry, cheers. Yes, game one of the finals is just hours away. But Christine, we finally have that.
You are right, Matt Berry. We no longer have to guess. It finally happened. It's our breaking news. ESPN has confirmed that Aaron Rodgers is headed to Pittsburgh and is expected to sign with the Steelers ahead of next Tuesday's start of mandatory minicamp. The team had an offer on the table but remained in limbo into OTAs, but the 41-year-old Rodgers will return for a 21st season. Let's welcome in Adam Schefter, Booger McFarland, and Brooke Pryor. So Adam, I'm gonna start with you. It's been speculated for a while. Why did he decide to do this now?
Well, Christine, I think we do this and see this against the backdrop of the Steelers' mandatory minicamp that starts and ends next week. It starts June 10th. And essentially, if Aaron Rodgers wants to begin to get involved in the Steelers' offense, learn the new offense, work with his teammates, be in a new city, the time to do it would be before training camp even begins. Ideally, he might have participated in the team's offseason program, but he was not ready to do that due to a number of personal reasons. He is now ready. So he's going to fly to Pittsburgh. He's going to sign in time to participate in the mandatory minicamp next week, and that will begin the acclimation process, begin to get him on board. And there's been white smoke from the Vatican for the second time in recent weeks, and now Aaron Rodgers is signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, the summer of Aaron Rodgers seems to be an annual thing. And Brooke, you're our Steelers reporter. You live in Pittsburgh. You're around the team. You've been speculating about this and knowing about this since the spring. What's been the reaction in Pittsburgh now that this has become official?
Well, first of all, that white smoke makes a lot of sense because it's been kind of hazy here in Pittsburgh today. So, yeah, I guess we should have known all along that Aaron Rodgers was going to sign or announce that he was intending to sign this afternoon. And I think that while this team has been in limbo, there's been this sense of inevitability that Aaron Rodgers would eventually sign. But that doesn't mean that I haven't picked up on some relief among the people in the building in Pittsburgh, because let me tell you, these guys are getting tired of being asked about Aaron Rodgers and what's going to happen if he signs, or maybe if he potentially comes here. There's been a lot of hypothetical questions. This team is happy to be done with the hypotheticals and be moving into a concrete reality that Aaron Rodgers is going to be a quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay, I want to talk a little bit more about the team side of things, because Booger, just under 3 months ago, Cam Hayward said you either want to be a Steeler or you don't. Then he later said his comments were taken out of context. But how does a locker room now embrace their new quarterback?
Well, we're all professionals in this locker room, and so as far as embracing, you're going to embrace him, but they're only going to understand and deal with him based on his level of play. If he can go out and prove that he can still play competent at the quarterback position, then he'll be able to come in that locker room and everybody will be kumbaya. But if you come in there with all the hoopla, he's going to be leading SportsCenter for the next 3 or 4 days. If you come in there with all the hoopla, and then when the rubber meets the road, you can't play, then people in the locker room are going to look at you sideways, because the NFL is the ultimate show me game. Aaron Rodgers is not coming into Pittsburgh because of what he's done in the past. They're looking forward to what he can do now. And the only way he's going to be able to help these guys in their locker room now, like Cam Hayward, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and TJ Watt, you have to come in there and perform now, because this team has aspirations of not just getting to the postseason. They've gotten there before. When Aaron Rodgers comes in there now, everybody's thinking bigger. They're thinking playing late January and early February. And Aaron has got to prove to this set of teammates, this is not Green Bay. He's got to prove to this set of teammates that he can help them. Nobody cares about your resume anymore. What can you do for me now is the only concern I would have when he comes in that locker room. And I'm not going to speak for Cam Hayward or Minkah or TJ, but I guarantee you they're thinking about what he can do now, not what he did 10 years ago.
You know what I love about what Booger just said? Those are defensive guys, and that's kind of the heart and soul of what the Steelers have been over their entire franchise run. And Brooke, Booger spoke on it from a player's perspective and named a few players. You're around these guys all the time. How do you think this will be received from the players in the locker room?
You know, I asked another defensive guy, Beanie Bishop, that exact same thing yesterday, what he thinks about the potential of Aaron Rodgers joining the team. And he's someone who, while he doesn't know Aaron Rodgers personally, he knows his playing style very well because he picked him off twice when the Steelers played the Jets last year. And he said, Rodgers is a funny guy. Turns out that when Rodgers visited the team facility, Beanie Bishop and another DB, Corey Trice, were working out, and Rodgers came in the weight room, was joking around with them and said, hey, are you guys done effing around? Are you going to really work out for real now? And Beanie said, he's a funny guy. I really like him. He said that he looks forward to the potential at that point of having another Hall of Fame quarterback around this team again. But interestingly enough, on the offensive side of the ball, while this spring, as Mike Tomlin said earlier this year, is about teaching and learning, he said there's not a lot that we're getting ready for game action right now. This offense has been installing some of the foundational principles of the offense. The offensive line has been gelling. They've been working with the quarterbacks, getting used to their cadence, building a rapport with those guys. So I asked Broderick Jones, are you concerned about catching up with Aaron Rodgers if and when he gets here? And Jones said, no, I'm going to do my job, and it's up to him and the demeanor he brings in for how he's going to work with us.